Because I've done that in the past, bro. And I realized, like sometimes it's better to do this shit on your own and just be on your own, because you got to realize that a lot of people is not thinking the way that you think. A lot of people don't think the way that you think, bro. And you got to understand that a lot of people don't think the way that you think. No one thinks the way that you think realistically if you really, like, a believer in yourself. So, like, my point of view is, like, if you're a person that knows yourself and you can see anything, do anything, and it won't change you, then that's good for you. But, like, you got to understand that these people, especially these females, are easily influenced. They're easily influenced and they easily subjected to do anything. If they're introduced to it. So, like, some people, it's better to not even, like, introduce them to certain things until they get, like, until they're ready for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a place for everyone when they're ready, bro. But some people, bro, like, never get to that place, you know? Some people are just easily brainwashed and easily influenced, and those are the type of people you gotta watch what you're doing around them, because, like, a lot of these dudes, they'll have females and they'll, like, be secure about themselves, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm okay with what I'm doing, I'm okay with doing this, and then they'll get their chick to do some shit, and then you're like, bro, like, honestly, bro, like, you know what you're doing, but she don't know what she's doing. So, like, y'all gotta remember that people have brains too, bro. Like, y'all get so lost talking to people and thinking, oh yeah, like, I got them. Like, you don't realize the control you have over them because you're just so in the moment. But then after you realize, like, damn, like, I'm such an influencer on this person, bro. I can get them to do anything. I can get this chick to do anything. So you gotta understand, some people are just easily brainwashed and easily influenced because they just don't have that in their mentality yet to stand up for themselves and know stuff. So you gotta watch what you're doing with certain people, bro. And you gotta understand, a lot of people are confused, so they're not gonna understand a lot of this shit. They're not gonna understand this mentality. They're not gonna understand your mentality. So y'all get what I'm saying with that, you know? Y'all understand. Personally, for me though, like, I'm a person that, like, I like know what I'm doing, bro. And if I were to go do something, bro, like, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do it, and 100% I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna back out and just pussy out, like, or some shit. Like, I'm gonna do it, you know? But like I said, you don't have to think these thoughts with your mind. Like, honestly, like, you could just be a person where it's like you just doing this shit for entertainment, and then you could just move on with your life. Like, you don't have to be a person that does any of these sexual activities in real life. So I'm just explaining that to y'all because a lot of y'all keep asking me about this stuff, and, like, I'm trying to explain it to the deepest core because I know this shit gets deep. Like, especially pornography and sex and all this shit and sex life, it gets deep because I know there's so many things going around right now. There's so many things, like, there's so many different things you can do in a relationship, or there's so many things people want to try out sexually. So it's like I don't really have the answer to it, but, like, I'm gonna tell y'all, because y'all gonna take it from me, right? Y'all gonna take it from me. Personally, bro, I don't think there's much development from sex itself. I don't. I'm gonna be real. Personally, I don't think there's much development from sex. I do think that sometimes it's cool to watch a porn or some shit, or it's cool to, like, you know, do things sometimes when you're a little younger. But I think that as you get older, you start to realize there's no development in sex. Sex is always sex, and it's always going to be the same thing. It doesn't matter if you have sex with this girl and you go have sex with another girl and she's hotter and she looks better and she does more freaky things. Nigga, it don't matter what amount of sex or what rate of sex or who sex you having with. Sex is always sex. Doesn't matter what you're doing, how much of it you're doing, what you're doing when you're doing it. It's always sex. So to me personally, I see the purpose in life in development. Sex is not development. It's the same thing over and over. Development is a relationship. Something that's not sex, right? Because, like, sex is the same thing over and over. So development would be a relationship, right? It would be a relationship, and it would be getting to know y'all, and y'all keep getting to, when you take sex out of a relationship, you really realize how interesting a relationship could be. You really realize. When sex, you get bored of it at some point anyways, bro. Like, sex is like it's like a drug. So you get bored of it at some point. You do it, and then at some point you're like, man, it's like smoking weed. Like, you smoke weed, and at some point you're like, man, I don't even want to smoke no more. So, like, sex is a dopamine and drugs are a dopamine, right? Weed, alcohol, pills is a dopamine just like sex is a dopamine. The only difference is that sex is in your brain. It's a dopamine that's in your brain, right? You got to understand that drugs that we do, the chemicals of drugs are already in our brain. We just got to unlock them. So if you're using your brain the right way, you can unlock psychedelic activity in your brain without even having to take psychedelics. So y'all got to understand that. So sex is also a drug that's already within our brain. It's a pleasure that's already within our brain. Because what is a drug? It's pleasure. So, like, what I'm trying to say here is, like, don't fall so much for the pleasure, bro, that you forget reality, bro. Because then you're going to make sex your reality. And you're going to be like, man, like, the reason why you feel like nothing after pointless sex or after watching so much porn is because, like, nigga, it is pointless, bro. So your life kind of feels pointless after. Like, if you think about it. Like, your brain's telling you, bro, you just watched a video of people having sex and you just came to it. Like, that's pretty much a pointless thing to do, right? Now, sometimes, occasionally, you could do it because it's like, okay, you want a vacation, you want a little break, you want a little, okay, that's different. That's different. You think of it as like a dessert, you know, like an ice cream treat on a Sunday, right? But when you're doing it all the time, bro, like your life, even after you do it for the one time, you still feel pointless because it's pointless activity. It is. Like I said, like sex is pointless. Like, it's pointless. It's just a feeling. And that feeling goes away after you're done. So, like the development in love makes more sense. Now, there's going to be days where it's just about sex and some days it's about love. My opinion to y'all that I'm talking to is there's no really option of choosing. It's always going to be in between both. You got to understand how the human body works too. Sometimes your libido drive is going to be higher than the last week. Sometimes you're going to be hornier this week than you was last week. And if you're a healthy person, like, that's how it's always going to be for the rest of your life. So it comes down more to the mind, right? If you're a person that knows you have full control and you could do things and have control, like, for example, you can eat ice cream and then not eat ice cream after the next day, like, you have that type of control, well, then there's certain things that you can have in life. But if you're a person that's easily influenced and you don't have, like, the best control over yourself, you shouldn't do these things. You shouldn't do these things. You'll start to come down and realize the type of people that are like that in your life anyways. So my advice is, like I said, I still don't really know what to tell y'all about the topic, but like that's what I gotta tell y'all. Like, everything I told y'all, that's pretty much what I have to say about it. Like, when it comes to that topic, like, you know, like, I don't know, like, that is what it is. There's really no answer for it. It's like, it's just life. So kind of like I'm pretty much saying, it's like you just move on after. But yeah, like there is no really much point of sex. Like, and I came to the point, like, I'm young, but I came to the point of realization of that. Like, there's no point of sex. There's absolutely no point of it. Like, there really is no point. Like, it feels good to think about things and, yeah, you get it out, you know, but, like, aside from that, after, you're like, okay, what do I do with my life now? What do I do now? And that's always the same result. So, moral of the story, I would say choose what's more important than what's not. Because pleasure is not important. Like, it's good in the moment, but it's never important. And in the end, you make a lot of mistakes because of 5 seconds of pleasure. So my advice is take what y'all want from that. But that's my advice because I learned that a long time ago. So yeah, like honestly, like, a lot of y'all just have control problems, bro. Y'all just can't control y'all selves. Y'all can't control y'all eating. Y'all can't control y'all drinking. Y'all can't control who you talk to. Y'all really don't have no control of your life. So once you start grasping a certain amount of control of your life, then you'll see things more clearly. And you probably see things like more like how I'm saying it. But yeah, like I said, pornography is inevitable. Sex is inevitable. And who you want to do it with and what you want to do it with, how you want to do it with, it's inevitable. It's like, if you want to do it, you do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. So it's like it's there's no real answer to it. It's just like it depends on where you at in life too. Like, if you, like, most people that are rich, they end up having a lot of sex. And they end up doing a lot of things because they made it. So now they're like, they just want to live life and enjoy life. And sex is a part of that. Some people, though, they just use it to release stress. Like, they don't even really use sex. They kind of just use it as a tool to get rid of stress and shit. Everyone uses it for different reasons, bro. And watches porn and has sex for different reasons. So you got to understand what's your reasoning behind it. And if you're going to be okay with that or not. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to be okay with yourself and be okay with your decisions and be okay with everything and be happy. That's the goal at the end, right? So, like, yeah, that's pretty much the answer I have for y'all, bro. I don't really know another topic I was going to talk about because I talked about the stress and then I talked about the sex and the porn and all that. But yeah, hopefully that gives y'all some clarity because a lot of y'all are struggling with a lot of y'all it's not even just pornography itself. It's like men and women are dealing with this shit and it's heavy now. It's like getting deeper and deeper because of and more people are falling out of line with their purpose and they just tapping into to pornography addiction, weed addiction, money addiction, like spending addictions, nicotine addictions, like all this shit. Like also, like I told y'all before, addiction is connected to addiction. So if you have one addiction, it's most likely you're gonna have another addiction. And I told y'all before in my other videos, addiction is stress. Once you get rid of addiction, then your stress, you pretty much get rid of your stress. And if y'all want to understand the breakdown of that, you got to go watch my other videos to understand that. Addiction is stress. I think I titled it that too. If not, I'll go remake the title and title it that because I know y'all are gonna probably watch that video after this one. And you should. To understand this video a little bit more too, because all my videos lead up to like understanding. So you probably have to watch the last video to understand this video. You know, I'm like all my videos are kind of like in chronological order. So it's like you have to watch this one in order to understand the next one. Like to be real, because you're not everything I do is in chronological order. So, yeah, like I hope that advice gave y'all some clarity, bro. I hope that advice gave y'all some clarity. I know it was kind of a long topic to talk about, but I don't really have much to say about it. Again, I mean, sex can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be a thing that destroys. So you got to understand which one it is in your life. I can't really give y'all no personal preferences on like what I would do and what I wouldn't do because I don't know what y'all doing and what y'all asking to request and what y'all want me to talk about. But like I already told y'all, like if it's not something like if it's only something you do when you horny and it's not like after you're not horny, you don't think about doing it, then don't do it. If you get off to this shit, bro, and then after you still thinking about doing it, then maybe and then you know maybe you get off again and you're still thinking about doing it. Like no matter how hard you try, you're still thinking about it. Then maybe it is something, but you gotta understand like pornography is a deep thing, bro. Like over time, like you won't be this person that wants to do these things at first. But over time, pornography can change you in a way where it's like you talking like me, right? You talking like me and you're like, yeah, it's okay if I do that though. That's who I am. I think that's who I am. Like, and it'll start playing with your brain. It'll make you delusional and make you crazy. And it'll play with your brain in a way where it's like you start thinking that this is who you are and you start talking like me. You're like, this is who I am. Like, that's why I said this shit, like pornography will play with your brain. It will. So you got to understand where you stand at, bro, because this shit will play a game with your brain. Everything is meant to play a game with your brain. This shit will play a game with your brain and it will play it to its core. So you got to understand who you are before you even get into any of this shit, right? Because if deep down, you know, without the pornography, you wouldn't be this type of person, then nigga, don't do that, bro. Don't do it. If you feel more comfortable being yourself than going out there and doing this type of stuff, then be comfortable being yourself because comfort over everything. Comfort over everything. If you're not comfortable with doing shit, bro, comfort over everything. Trust me. That's going to be the best way every time. Comfort over everything. So if you're comfortable with watching porn, bro, right? But you're not comfortable with actually going and doing what you're seeing. But you can tell yourself you're comfortable with it. But when it comes to that point, you're not comfortable no more. Then, like, nigga, it's not meant for you. It's not meant. Because you know when something's really deep down in your heart when it's right and when it's wrong. So moral of the story is, yeah, like personally, I would choose myself over losing myself. Don't lose yourself to this type of stuff. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it, because after you're done with that 5 seconds of pleasure, you go back and you're like, man, what did I do? What have I done? Was it right what I did? Was it wrong what I did? And you'll forever be in a bucket, in a loop, trying to get out. You'll be in a bucket with a cover on the top trying to get out, and you can never get out. So, like, when I say comfort over everything, like, when you do your career, right? When you focus on you, when you're working out, when you eat healthy, you feel comfortable with yourself, right? And don't you like that feeling? But then when you start getting out of your comfort zone, when you start thinking these crazy, these sexual thoughts, not crazy, but when you start thinking these sexual thoughts, you start to feel like you're losing yourself a little bit, right? So if that's how you feel from this shit, then don't do it, bro. Just don't do it at all, bro. It's better just be comfortable, you know? If you're a person that's like comfortable with themselves and you comfortable with doing, like, watching porn and doing certain things sometimes, then that's who you are. Then maybe you're just comfortable like that. But, like, if you have to work your way to become that person, then, bro, that's just not you. If you naturally that person, then that's you. That's how you would know if certain things is okay for you or not. I kind of think that was a better answer for a lot of y'all too. So this shit comes down, I hope y'all got a little bit more clarity, but this shit comes down to, like, really who you are, bro. It comes down to who you are. Like, if this shit is changing you, like, if anything changes you, it's not who you are. If you're not your original design after this, then it's not who you are. I'm gonna be real with you though. Like, I don't think a person that's never watched porn in their life would ever do any of these things though. So I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it's in our design to do anything that we see on porn. I'm gonna be 100% with you. And I know a lot of y'all gonna hate to hear that, because a lot of y'all want to be the freaks that y'all are, but I don't think it's a natural design to really do anything that we do. I do think sex itself is a natural design though. I do think that. But, like, because you gotta understand, like, I told you on my other videos, like, bro, in the 1700s, they was doing orgies and gangbangs, bro. We had people like Genghis Khan. I think I have Genghis Khan's DNA in me. Like, we had people like Genghis Khan getting over 100,000 to 1 million women pregnant. Like, how? So we always had shit like this. We always had shit that you see on porn, man. The only thing that's new is the new gen shit. But all that other old shit has been there. Like threesomes and shit, orgies, family incest, man, that shit's always been there. That shit's been there since the beginning of time. Nigga, Adam and Eve were related. So, like, y'all gotta understand, this shit is more normal than y'all think. Like, it's weird, but this world is weird, and it's more normal than y'all think. But, like, personally, though, like, I wouldn't personally, like, I wouldn't do anything that takes me out of my comfort zone, bro. Or it's good to get out of your comfort zone, but I wouldn't go too far where it's like I have to do something like that. I don't think, like, it's always good to reach new heights in life, and it's always to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. But like you don't have to be a person you don't have to be, bro. Like, you don't. Like, it's okay, bro. Certain choices are okay. You don't have to go and do something if you don't want to. You don't have to, bro. You don't have to be a person you don't want to. You got to understand that exploration is out there. Like, there's plenty of opportunity out there. If you don't want to do it with this person, man, you can always try again with another person. So it's like y'all be so, like, connected to the lust and connected to attachment of the lust. That's the problem. And God said that this was going to be people's number one problems besides addiction. So, my opinion is just, like, it doesn't feel good to lose your mentality. It doesn't feel good to have something controlling you. It doesn't feel good to not have, it doesn't feel good to have something controlling you and you can't get your mind back. It doesn't feel good. So you got to understand that too. But, I don't know. That's pretty much all I have, bro. This is probably going to be a 2-part video because I did tell y'all a lot of information. I went a little bit longer on this topic. But it's getting a little dark, so I'm going to start heading back. But hopefully y'all watch this video and you got some type of clarity from it, bro. Because I don't really know how else to explain this no more. Like, I don't really have nothing much to say. I just hope y'all understand this. Sometimes I rewatch my own videos to teach myself shit, bro. But yeah, like this... Hopefully this video was very understandable and very helpful, and it could give y'all the clarity that you need, hopefully. like I said, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could do really whatever you want in this world, but if it changes you or it makes you feel off, it doesn't make you feel like you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Then it ain't really worth it, bro. Like, you know, it ain't really worth it. Anyways, that's all I really have for this video. So y'all like, subscribe, share. Please share this video because I need everyone to hear this shit and the reality of shit. Like, subscribe, share, and I hope y'all have a good night, man. Peace. Oh, happy Mother's Day. Peace.